All right, so Coach Pfaff put up an assignment today, horizontal projectiles to find velocity. So I will work these out and make sure you guys know how to do them. All right, so number one says a ball is thrown horizontally from a building that is 4.5 meters high. The ball lands 35 meters from the edge of the building. So the first step there is going to be to find time. If you list your givens first, list them in X's and Y's so that you know what you have in the horizontal and the vertical direction. It says the building is 4.5 meters high, so that's going to be my Y, or the H, the height, 4.5 meters. The ball lands, that's an X, of 35 meters in the X direction. Find time. So because I have a vertical distance here, I can use T equals square root 2H over A to solve for time. So T equals square root 2, 4.5 divided by 9.8. So T is going to equal 2 times 4.5 divided by 9.8. Take the square root of that number and you get 0.96 seconds. All right, so that's time. And then if you want to find the horizontal velocity of that ball, you're going to use, horizontal velocity is Vx. So I use this formula over here, x equals Vx times t. If you want to have it already solved for Vx, it's just x divided by t. So he's listed that there. So I'm going to put Vx equals x over t. Vx equals x is 35. T is 0.96. So my answer is 35 divided by 0.96 is 36.5. And that's meters per second since it was a velocity. All right, number 2 is the same information, different question. So it says an arrow is fired horizontally from the top of a cliff, which is 40 meters above. So that's going to be my Y, my height. So that's going to be Y equals 40 meters. It lands a distance of, so X equals 100 meters in the X direction. Find time. T equals square root 2H over A. T equals square root 2 times 40 over 9.8. So 2 times 40 divided by 9.8. So take the square root of that is 2.85. So I'm going to round to 2.9 seconds. And then it wants to know the horizontal velocity. Well, that is going to be the Vx equals x over t. I'm going to write, I guess I won't write it over there. Okay, so Vx equals x is 100, t was 2.9, so 100 divided by 2.9 is 34.5. And that's going to be meters per second. Okay, the next question, number 3, says a rifle fires a bullet horizontally from a height of 1.7 meters. Let me move down so I have some space. Okay, how long is the bullet in the air? It lands 500 meters away. Okay, so we have an X and a Y here. Once again, we have a height, Y, of 1.7 meters. It says it lands 500 meters away. That's the X direction. So T equals square root 2H over A. T equals square root 2 times 1.7 over 9.8. So 2 times 1.7 is 3.4 divided by 9.8. Take the square root of that number, you get 0.59. So T equals 0.59 seconds. Then when you try to find the horizontal velocity, you're going to use that same formula. Vx equals x over t. Vx equals x is 500. T was 0.59. 500 divided by 0.59 is 847 meters per second. Number 4, a cannonball is fired horizontally from a fortress wall with a velocity of 800 meters per second and lands 1,600 meters away from the base of the wall. Using the information to determine the time the shell is in the air. Use the time you calculated to determine the height. So this is a bit different because we're not looking for the horizontal velocity anymore. We're given that this time, so be careful with this one. All right, so here we're going to list our x's and y's. All right, the x, it lands this far away, so that's the x. In the y direction, we don't have the height, so we don't know. But we do have how fast it was shot out horizontally, so we can actually use... All right, so the only thing we're missing with these three is the time. So I'm going to choose x equals vx times t to solve for time in this situation. X is 1600 meters. Vx is the 800 meters per second, and then solve for t. So I'm going to divide. Okay, so t equals 2 seconds. So then you go down here and solve for the height. So y equals 1/2 g or a. I'm going to keep it consistent here. At squared. Okay, so we want y. 9.8 is gravity. T was 2 and squared. So 0.5 times 9.8 times 2 squared is 19.6. So you have a vertical distance of 19.6 meters. And there are all of your answers.